All right, it is time for some library haul pickups. Hey everyone, it is Shannon, and I'm super excited to be here today and to share with you this video. So this is going to be a book haul from a library book sale that I went to. It wasn't a book sale proper, it's just my local library always has a cart that's in their lobby of stuff that's available or for sale. It's usually stuff that's either been removed from the library or I think donations that don't make it into the library system because some of these don't have stickers on them. And I just, I was out doing some errands and I was going to be walking literally right by the library, and it had been a bit of a tough week, and I was just like, maybe I'll just go check and see what they have on the cart. And sometimes I go and there's nothing that pulls my eye, but this time there was multiple things that pulled my eye, and the price was definitely right. Often the prices are close to, or like between like $1 and $3, but it was 50 cents on the day that I went. I don't know why, but I'm thrilled. So and because it was 50 cents, some of the titles I just was like, and I didn't think too much about. So some of them, I don't know too much about them. Some of them might be a little, like, not necessarily what I would normally read, but I was just, so I can't believe it, but it's like one of those things is like really shopping sometimes just makes you happy. And like, honestly, I got all of these for just under $5. So I am thrilled that just all ended up working out on a day that was a bit of a tough day. And I was just going to be there. And then there was some stuff. There's actually one title that I literally want to read like in the next like couple of weeks, or hopefully it won't take months, but it's literally like the next in the series that I'm working on. Like, how often does that happen? Like, does that ever happen for 50 cents? Oh my gosh, I was thrilled. Anyway, let's get to the books. First up, this one definitely caught my eye because it's an author that I haven't read before that I would like to try out, and that is Lightning Game by Christine Feehan. This is a GhostWalker's novel. I'm getting a sense that this is sort of romantic suspense, but I know the author because they have a long-standing paranormal romance series. I think that's this one, the Carpathian novels. But this is the GhostWalker novels, and wow, there are a lot of them, and I hope this does abide by the sort of unwritten rule for most romance series that you can read them in any order. I'm really hoping that that's the case. So I don't know too much about this one. There is a sort of mention of a failed experiment, and I don't know what being a ghostwalker is. I am curious. Have you read any books from this series? Have you read from this author before? I don't read tons of romantic suspense, but sometimes you're just in that mood for that sort of whirlwind kind of energy, and so maybe soon I will pick this one up. It is a bit long. It is close to 400 pages, and I've started a lot of romances this year and I haven't finished any of them. Maybe this will be the first one. Who knows? Next up, I also picked up another romantic suspense. This one's called A Dangerous Leap by Sharon Calvin. This one I don't know anything about, but I got intrigued by this symbol, which, if you are unfamiliar, is the Carina Press symbol. And so yes, this is romantic suspense. Carina Press is part of Harlequin, and it is very rare, at least in my experience, to see them physically. I've mostly seen them in ebook format. So that is what pulled me in, and also the fact that it's a little smaller. This one's under 300 pages, which is a page count that I'm trying to work with this year and last year, and it was a bit of a bumpy start to that situation. But yeah, I mean, so I think this hopefully, I have no idea what it's about. I mostly picked it up because it was short, it was Carina Press, and it was in physical format, and that was all a win for me. I also picked up Bad for Me by Codi Gray. This is a contemporary romance. It's an Avon Impulse, and this one definitely was in the library, so unfortunately we don't get people's faces because that's where the stickers were. So yeah, I don't know anything about this one at all. I was just noticed how much it was well loved, and for me, for romance novels that are library books, that is often what I looked for. How often has this been checked out? Does it look like people enjoyed it? And that's enough for me. It's also one of the really nice floppy ones, and it's very, very easy to read. font and is very light, which is really helpful for me because I get hand pain, so I appreciate that lightness. And then for the title that I was actively, not actively necessarily looking for, but is the next in series I need to read, and that is Living Dead in Dallas by Charlaine Harris. This is the second book in the Sookie Stackhouse series, which was made into the TV show True Blood. So last year, one of my TBR jar picks for the first polls was Dead Until Dark, I think, which is the first book in this series. Yeah, so I read Dead Until Dark last year, and I rewatched season 1 of True Blood, then read Dead Until Dark, and now I'm currently rewatching season 2, and after I finish that, I get to read this book, and then I do, for this type of work, for this kind of book to TV adaptation, I like to watch the show first, especially when there's a mystery element, and there definitely is a mystery element in these ones. There usually is like a long, I can't even, gosh, I mean, I started watching season 2 last year. Both seasons, I've watched and read the first 3 books in the first 3 seasons, and so I'm trying to sort of get up to date to where I was, and my goal for this year would be to finish the TV series for sure, and then if I continue to enjoy the books, I will continue to read them as I watch the show. I have to say, when I reread Dead Until Dark, I didn't really enjoy it that much. I do enjoy the TV show much more, but I still can't believe the TV show was like over 10 years ago, and it's one of the many that I have started but not finished, or like I watched at the time and then something happened and I didn't finish, and I'm really trying to finish off some of those, especially because I really loved the TV show, like really loved it, and season 2 really had some things I really in particular liked, but also now that I'm rewatching it, there's some stuff that I'm like, oh yeah, I don't like that, but you're not supposed to like it. Anyway, I don't remember the book at all, so I gotta get back to the season and then finish and then get to the book, and then I'll have to figure out what to do, what the best approach is, if I continue to alternate, if I decide to watch all of the show and then come back to the books. I don't know, but having this makes it so much more likely I'm going to do it, especially since it's under 300 pages, and for some reason when I read them on ebook I increase the font and they feel so much longer, but it's under 300 page paranormal romance is no problem. So anyway, I'm really excited about that. That was the huge win. Or there's another huge win. We're not there yet. So that was a huge win. This actually was a huge win too. Small game hunting at the local Coward Gun Club by Megan Gail Coates. This is a Canadian work, a Canadian novel. It has lots of stuff on the back. So it was a Canada Reads finalist and a Giller Prize finalist, which is how it was on my radar, because those are both 2 awards. Or Canada Reads is more like how would you describe it? Challenge? Not a challenge. What is it? It's an annual event reading. I don't know how to describe what Canada Reads is. There's finalists, and then there's and then there's panels, and the people champion the books, and they have like debates. It's very Canadian. Anyway, so this was a finalist for that. It also was a CBC Book of the Year and a Globe and the Mail Book of the Year, a BMO Winterset Award winner. I don't know what BMO Winterset is. BMO's Bank of Montreal, but I don't know what Winterset is. Anyway, it's also published by House of Anazi, and I never know how to say that. Ananzi Press, and I've had really good success rate in enjoying works that they publish. So I signed up for their mailing list and their email newsletter, and so I always like looking at their site and looking what they're publishing, and I follow them on Instagram because I tend to like their work. This sounds like, and from what I flipped through, it does sound a little harsher, a little more visceral than stuff I would normally work. Like this says, Cole's writing is agile, precise, muscular, vernacular. She invests in voice and perspective, and the payoff inscribes on the page a dense, dark, propulsive work. I think that's a pretty, hefty review or blurb. Anyway, so I'm very curious to read this. I also am pretty generous with myself in terms of buying Canadian works if I can find them at a good price, because they do tend to take me longer to read. So even though they do tend to be available at the library, you can only get books from the library for 3 weeks, and I can never, I did read one Canadian book last year in 3 weeks, and it was too fast. It was too fast. The content for me is too heavy. It usually takes me more like 3 to 6 months to finish a Canadian work. So, yeah, so I mean, for 50 cents, yes. Like, and it also doesn't look like it was part of the library. I imagine they had a fair amount of copies because it was up for so many awards. So I'm looking forward to getting to it. I have no idea when, but yeah, that's another one. Then this is the one that I couldn't believe I found because I absolutely love this author. I've already read this whole series, but I've never seen them physically. I read them all on ebooks, and that is Night Napped. This is the Dragonbreath 11 by Ursula Vernon, and I love Dragonbreath, Danny the dragon and his friend Wendell. I absolutely love these. They're wonderful adventures, and I love the illustrations, and I'm just so excited to read this again. It was the first that I read in the series. I read it for my A to Z graphic novel and comics challenge. It is neither, so I had to read something else for K. It's not an easy letter to get. But anyway, I'm just so happy to have a Dragonbreath book. I mean, oh, I almost showed the ending. That's not good. But I love, it's just so cute. And I love the little thing here. Danny Dragonbreath always stands up for the little guy. Love that. Love that. So got some kids books. And then I also got some more kids books just for the illustrations, to be honest. Magic with Mouse and Mole. Abracadabra by, oh, it's covered up, by Wong Herbert Yee. So this says, it's a kids book with illustrations and animals and, yeah, and magic. All of that is a win. I mean, honestly, I'm just so looking forward to that. And I got some more kids books, and I really was not discerning, or I didn't look at them too much because, well, this one, it's a little hard to tell from the cover. So we have Caramba by Marie-Louise Gay. But from the back, you might notice, I did not notice, dans la même collection. C'est en français. It's en français. So, but I mostly want it for the wow, look at those illustrations. But I might be able to comprehend a kid's book. They are a cat who is ordinaire, normal. Caramba est un chat tout à fait ordinaire. Elle a les poils très doux et long curé. No, il mange du poisson. He eats a fish. So, but I just really wanted the illustrations. I'm doing a class called The Year of the Rabbit with Carla Sondheim. I love doing her year-long and have for years. And this year is the Year of the Rabbit, so I thought it would be fun to get some illustrations of animals. I did not get any rabbits. Well, there might be some rabbits in here. But the other one I got is Les Nouveaux Hommes de Gilles La Giraffe. I actually don't know what that is. The New Friends of Gilda the Giraffe, maybe? The New Friends of Ami? I don't know. So, this is another French kids book with animals. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. So, yeah, maybe there'll be some rabbits in here. Oh, is that a rabbit? No, it doesn't look like it. Maybe. Yes. Okay, so I got one rabbit. So, anyway, I don't know. Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to read it. Not lighting, the color and the lighting doesn't work very well to show up. But, oh, friends. So, yeah, so I love kids books, and I love, I mean, being able to get kids books for 50 cents is a pretty sweet deal. So there you go. There you have it. There is my inadvertent library haul that cost me $4.50. And I am thrilled. This is too many. It's gonna fall. I did try and, the first time, I didn't get a picture, but the first one fell. So, there we go. I am so, I guess I should have done it this way. There we go. There are my books. I am very, very happy with this haul. It made me very happy on the day, and it continues to make me happy. I just need to find where to put them. But as I said, or maybe I didn't say, that is a continual problem. But I haven't bought books for a long time. I looked back last year. I bought for physical books, it's very few. I was shocked. I was shocked. So I think I might have already close to outpurchased last year. Not quite. Not in price. No way in price. But yeah, I did not buy that many books last year. So I'm not sure what happened there. Maybe that's fine. Maybe that's fine. I don't need to necessarily buy more books, but this was a really great set. There's lots of things I was actively looking for, plus some great surprises and some new authors and stuff to try. So it's a win-win-win in my opinion. So yeah, there is my inadvertent, unexpected library book sale haul. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be back soon with another video. Take care.